Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. This is another card in our classic letters series this week. I've used boho blue for the lettering and then dark soft sea foam, dark daffodil delight, and dark fresh freesia for the flowers. And the little flowers come from the Layers of Beauty stamp set. I wanted to do something just a little bit different than the leaves that are in the set, just to show that you can kind of mix it up and use whatever you like. And the DSP is from the Thoughtful Journey DSP. So when I put this together, I really was drawn to this DSP, and then I built it and I thought, I don't know if this is clean and simple and this is kind of all messy in the background. And then I thought about it, and I am going to give this card to a friend of mine. And I'll tell you why in just a bit. So we'll go through the measurements first. This piece of basic white is 5 1/4 by 1 1/2. And I've measured up just shy of 1/4 inch from the bottom and then just shy of 1/4 inch from that line. And that's where I'm going to place my letters. I've got a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of the designer series paper. And then I've got a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 piece of fresh freesia. And then a standard North American size card base, but I've got it as a side opening landscape. With this, you could cut the center out of this paper to save it for later. I'm not, but that is certainly an option. So I'm just going to pop those there like that, and let's get stamping. So there's a bit of coloring in this one. There's a bit of stamping. I'm going to do the whole thing so that you can see how it works. And I just need to, I'm going to Versamark the stamps first. It just seems to go better. So I'm going to line this up with the bottom line here, and then I'm going to come in. This actually works better. I had this as a larger piece and then cut it down. It actually works better to start with the larger piece. And I struggle to line things up if I'm not right over what I'm doing, so forgive me if I'm a little bit off. Okay, so then we're going to ink in, and then we're going to come in with the A, line it up against that bottom line. There we go. And then the N is going to be offset that little bit higher again. And so we're going to come in and we're going to line that up. Okay, and we'll come in with the K. And we're going to drop the K down. Oops, I've already touched it down, so I'm going to have to stay where I am. There we go. And then the S at the end. And the S tips out a little bit at the bottom. It looks like it's identical. It just tips out a little bit at the bottom, and you can see that on the stamp set there. So we're just going to pop this in on the top line like that. So there's our greeting. And we're going to come in with our basic gray, and we're going to put a set of flowers here, one up here, and then one down here, one at the bottom of the N, and then one at the base of the S between the K and the S, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to color. So I'm just going to close up all of my ink pads. And you can see with the lines just barely 1/4 and then barely another 1/4 up, it really centers everything nicely. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to color in all of my leaves. And the reason I chose the soft sea foam as opposed to a different green is that this, you can really see the stamp through it, like the lines in the leaves through it. So I'm just going to add in, there we go, like that. And I'm going to do all of my fresh freesia flowers, just coloring them in. I'm not going to worry about trying to blend and create shades and all of that, but I'm just going to color these in. So the reason that that paper spoke to me, and then juxtaposed with the really clean and simple and fresh stamping, is this last little while, I've really been thinking about things a lot. A little bit of crisis of confidence. And I have a friend who really helped by just listening. So we'd go for walks and we'd chat, and I really appreciated her ear and that. And it was just, it's nothing serious, nothing big, just, you know, life stuff and working it out. So this appealed to me because I thought, okay, so the background is kind of stormy and unsettled and that, which is how I kind of felt. Like nothing serious, just like I say, regular life stuff. But then after spending some time with my friend and just, you know, talking it out and, you know, what about this and what about that, I really felt fresh and settled and everything, just like the front of the card. So we can use the cards to express our thoughts, even beyond the stamping and what we do. Just the idea of the kind of the really kind of turbulent, a little bit stormy, becoming calm. So yeah, so I really appreciated her time and her ear. So and the lack of judgment. So I wanted to do a card for her, and this is how it came out. Sometimes things just come out the way they do. So to build this, I'm going to put all this together. Let's get that out of the way. So again, this is a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 mat. So really teeny tiny margins, super small margins all the way around. And then we're going to take our designer series paper and we're going to add this. Again, those super small margins, I wanted the purple at the bottom. So making sure I've got my card opening the correct way to do that. And then pop that down. And then we're going to just add in our greeting right in the middle. And I'm just going to line it up. I want to come down just a little bit. And I'm going to line it up on this side and like that. So there we go. You can bling it up if you like. I really like just how simple this is, just how straightforward and clean the thanks is. So I hope you've liked this card and that you can do it in any color way you want. And let's create together again soon.